All right, metal studs, framing, insulation. I'm gonna kind of go back over all of this. Some things I've covered, some things I've not. So the doors, we like to leave the doors operational. And what I mean operational is we don't like to frame a wall right here and just block the doors off. There's no reason to do that. So spray foam the doors, and then we fur these out, and then we install our interior finish on the doors. That way you can move large pieces or items in and out. With these, if you block the doors off, you're just ruining a really big advantage of a shipping container. So, like I said, firm out, shiplap are going on these doors, and these doors have really nice pockets to them, so you can get a lot of good insulation on those doors. No thermal bridging is not a factor in these. I've used the infrared gun on finished containers, and I don't see much deviation, if any, from any thermal bridging, so it's just not a factor. But closed cell spray foam is 10x better than fiberglass, batt insulation, foam board, anything else you can use. Okay, high cube container. We're gonna get there with 8-foot studs, add a bottom plate, add a top plate, and we're there. We don't wanna burn any of the ceiling, waste any space up there because you have a high cube container and you want to use that space. So we get there by adding the bottom plate and top plate. 2x6s, why don't we rip 2x6s? Well, that's labor intensive. They do make them in 10 footers. We wouldn't have to add the bottom plate and top plate, but you're going to wear your table saw out and burn a bunch of labor. Metal studs, this is a good one. I always hear, why don't you use metal studs? Well, I'm going to show you. I'm gonna push as hard as I can on this 2x3. It is not budging at all. I mean, nothing. Super rigid. You need to run your studs this way. So when you put the spray foam in here, it locks all these studs where they are. Now, the spray foam guy needs to be a little bit careful because these studs can get blown around by the foam. But if your spray foam guy is good, these are all going to be where they go. If this was a metal stud, didn't have spray foam on it, I could take my thumb and push this metal stud all the way over here. There's no point to that. For all the extra cost, there's 0 point to it. The other thing is, if you get a bunch of spray foam behind here, it's going to push that metal stud all over everywhere. But what I really want to show you guys is the shiplap. So we're shiplapping this ceiling. We're getting 2 dividing walls in here, mini split here, ventilation from both sides. But this is why we frame these the way we do with 2x3s, and 2x3s only come in 8 foot. So that's kind of the story on that. If you guys have questions, let me know.